We are now getting some breaking news. We're learning that Congress leader Husain Dalwai has links with the Red Fort blast. He has gone on to link the Red Fort blast to Kashmir, and he's called for a probe into the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh over alleged provocations. He's gone on to say, and I'm quoting, "Injustice in the valley will have repercussions." Remember, this statement is made on similar lines what PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti has also said, where she's spoken about how there has been a huge amount of injustice that the valley has been suffering from, and we are seeing something as a repercussion as far as the Red Fort blast is concerned. And this time it is Congress leader Husain Dalwai who's also singing the same tune. Listen in.
ऐसा है भाई जगताप जो बोले हैं उसमें बड़ा तथ्य है। इलेक्शन आने के बाद बराबर बमकांड क्यों होता है, ये इसका भी जांच होनी चाहिए। दूसरा ऐसा है कि जिस ढंग से कश्मीर में अन्याय हो रहा है उसका भी परिणाम कुछ होगा, ये मानना चाहिए। पी चिदम्बरम साहब वो भी देश के होम मिनिस्टर रहे हैं, उनको बहुत अच्छी तरह से मालूमात है और वो पढ़े लिखे हैं। उनका अमित शाह जैसा नहीं है, वो खुद माने जाने वकील हैं। तो वो जो बोलते हैं कि अंदरूनी मामला भी इसमें होगा, अंदरूनी आतंकवाद होगा, तो इसकी जांच होना चाहिए।
Let me take this across to my colleague Payal Mehta, who's now with us on the broadcast. Payal, certainly the Congress will try and distance itself from these comments that have been made by Husain Dalwai, but very similar in stance that we see that the Congress leader is taking to what the PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti has already said in context of Kashmir.
Well, of course, we hope that the Congress party actually distances itself on, comments by Mr. Dalwai, which is on the same lines, like you're saying, of Mehbooba Mufti. This is completely uncalled for. You cannot be equating two situations. You cannot be equating two regions as well. And of course, the kind of hatred that is spewed against the RSS and blaming the RSS for its provocation is exactly the same line that Rahul Gandhi essentially speaks about as far as RSS role is concerned. The Prime Minister, the ministers in the government have constantly been saying that the RSS is a body which actually instills Indian values in people. It instills nationalism in them. And they have nothing to do with this. But, how can you equate a situation which has happened when the investigation is currently still on, calling it, equating it with the unrest which is there in Kashmir? What unrest is he speaking about? That's exactly what the BJP really wants to ask him.
Right. Any initial comments that are coming in response to the statement that has come in from Mr. Dalwai?
Well, we haven't heard anything so far coming in from either the BJP or the government, but they, I'm sure sooner than later they will be coming out and they'll be saying that this is the most condemnable. There is no way he should be speaking this language. And this is the reason the BJP says people should stay away from parties like the Congress party and the PDP, which speak anti-India language all the time.
Stay on with us, Payal. We also have Mr. Shehzad Poonawala, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, now joining us on the broadcast. Shehzad, what do you make of these statements that have been made by Husain Dalwai on similar lines to what Mehbooba Mufti has also said? He's just added his two bits on RSS on how there have been provocative statements that have been made by the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh that led to this terror blast next to Red Fort.
You see, what we have uncovered is the doctors of terror, but then there is the spin doctors of terror. And these spin doctors of terror, this morning I was talking to a channel, at that time Mehbooba Mufti had come out with her bizarre comment that this is the reflection of Delhi's policy that has taken place in Delhi blast. Then we have seen Husain Dalwai, he has said, and I just like to quote what he has said in his other bite, he has said that if the community, one community, is being acted against unjustly, then some people in the community go astray. So he is justifying and legitimizing the act of terror in Delhi. And then we remember Mr. Chidambaram, he said that we have to see the circumstances behind the blast. Then we have seen that how Abu Azmi called them Nirdosh. So this is an entire lobby that comes out and starts giving clean chit to terror or justifying it only in the name of vote bank, because they put vote bank niti above Rashtra niti. And even when Afzal was convicted by the courts, they came out and did this. Even when Yaqub was convicted by courts, they did this. They call Naxalis as Shaheed. So this is a clear case of sting doctoring on terror, and it is a clear case of vote bank niti above Rashtra niti.
And do you think, Shehzad, Congress's response largely is going to be on expected lines, that of distancing itself from these comments?
Now Congress should say that if anybody speaks in favor of the national interest, that is the comment that is away from the party line. Because everyone else in the party line is talking for terrorists. So if anybody by mistake says that we stand with the forces or we are condemning terror, then they should say that is not the party line. The party line has now become, as Prime Minister rightly put it, this is a Muslim League Maowadi Congress. And therefore the entire party line is appeasement of terror and bemoaning the agency's work and always putting vote bank interests of national interest.
All right, Shahzad, thank you so much for your perspective there. Payal continues to be with us on the broadcast. A rather controversial statement that's been made by Congress leader Husain Dalwai. He's not just linking the Red Fort blast to Kashmir and the atrocities that the Kashmiris have suffered over the years. He also goes on to claim that RSS and its alleged provocations has in fact led to everything. He's also called in for a probe into the RSS. Payal, this RSS remark that has come in from Mr. Dalwai, this is going to be met with a lot of resistance. The initial reactions have already started to come in from the Bharatiya Janata Party, like we heard from Shahzad Poonawala. What else are you learning about the statement?
Well, as far as the RSS contribution is really concerned, the BJP has been very, very clear. It is the RSS forefathers who have always been speaking about a united India. It was Shyama Prasad Mukherjee who was, of course, the BJP's founding father who actually spoke about a united Ek Bharat, Shresh Bharat. Every inch of Kashmir is ours is something which Shyama Prasad Mukherjee gave a clarion call for, really. So that's something which is completely uncalled for, calling out the RSS, giving the RSS name, also making an attempt to ban the RSS if they came to power. All of these things are not going to go down very well with the public. The public has rejected the Congress party and its ideology time and again, Bihar being the latest example as well. That is something that you will hear from the BJP coming in. Prime Minister from no less than the Red Fort ramparts had, in fact, in his Independence Day speech had said that RSS is the world's largest NGO. So that's something which has to be remembered as well. And the BJP says that the BJP has an ideology. They have an ideological parents. But for Congress, the ideology seems to be coming from some other country. Even recently, when the Prime Minister was speaking at the BJP gathering celebrating the Bihar victory, even then he had said that his fear was that there was so much of lack of ideology that probably Congress party was headed for a split because there was no clarity on what their stand really was. And then the Prime Minister coined in the term of MMC, which clearly meant that the Congress party is controlled by Maowadi source, is controlled by communist source, and that is the allegation that the BJP has been making against them.
Right. Payal, when this attack happened, this was right before the verdict was announced as far as the Bihar elections are concerned. And there was a growing clamour coming in, particularly from the opposition, from the Congress, the India rank and file, accusing the BJP-led government over the mismanagement and over how there is another terror attack that has happened under Narendra Modi's watch. Then there was a lull. Probably the Bihar verdict came in as a shock to the Mahagathbandhan, to the entire India bloc altogether. But now we are seeing these sporadic voices. In the morning, we spoke about how PDP chief is speaking about something similar, and now we are getting someone like Mr. Dalwai making a similar remark. Do you see a line that the Congress or the opposition, so to speak, is now choosing to take, which is not really landing well?
BJP will come out and tell you which was the last time that we saw them standing with the country, which was the last time we saw them standing in support of our forces as well. One thing has to be appreciated, that our alert forces were able to avert a major attack as far as that was really concerned. There is no doubt in anybody's mind whatsoever, whether you're in Kashmir or whether you're in Delhi, you will agree with that as well. But this is the habit of the Congress party to in fact question the armed forces, question the agencies, and question everything that is happening pro-India. That's the stand of the BJP really has been saying. That these are the same parties that actually asked for proof of the surgical strikes. These are the same parties who constantly question the morale of the armed forces. These are the same people who have questioned why Operation Sindoor was done. So the Prime Minister says that the people of the country have shown them their place by not voting in their favor. And it is the best response that the people of the country can actually give to them.
Right. So far, two voices talking in similar lines, talking about how injustice in the valley will have its repercussions, and that's why we saw what happened at the Red Fort. Let's play that reaction out for our viewers, both the reactions in fact. PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti, who had first said it, and now something similar that has been mouthed by a senior Congress leader in Mr. Husain Dalwai.
ऐसा है भाई जगताप जो बोले हैं उसमें बड़ा तथ्य है। इलेक्शन आने के बाद बराबर बमकांड क्यों होता है, ये इसका भी जांच होनी चाहिए। दूसरा ऐसा है कि जिस ढंग से कश्मीर में अन्याय हो रहा है उसका भी परिणाम कुछ होगा, ये मानना चाहिए। पी चिदम्बरम साहब वो भी देश के होम मिनिस्टर रहे हैं, उनको बहुत अच्छी तरह से मालूमात है और वो पढ़े लिखे हैं। उनका अमित शाह जैसा नहीं है, वो खुद माने जाने वकील हैं। तो वो जो बोलते हैं कि अंदरूनी मामला भी इसमें होगा, अंदरूनी आतंकवाद होगा, तो इसकी जांच होना चाहिए।
मैं सिर्फ यही कहना चाहती हूँ मरकजी सरकार से, आपने बहुत तबाही मचाई 2019 के बाद। अगर कोई अखबार वाला कुछ लिखता है तो उसको भी शाम को थाने पे बुलाते हो। अगर कहीं पानी नहीं होता तो लोग सड़क पे निकलते हैं तो उसको भी एसएचओ जाता है, कहता है अंदर जाओ नहीं तो पीएसए लगा लूंगा। हर चीज के लिए पीएसए, हर चीज के लिए यूएपीए। ये जो दहशत का माहौल आपने बनाया, आपने दुनिया को बोला कश्मीर में सब ठीक हो गया, मगर अब देखिए कश्मीर का मुसीबत जो हमारी थी वो परसों रेड फोर्ट लाल किले के सामने बोल पड़ी। आपने वादा किया था कि आप जम्मू कश्मीर को सेफ बनाओगे, मगर आपने यहां की सेफ्टी तो दूर की बात है, आपने तो दिल्ली को भी अनसेफ कर दिया अपनी पॉलिसी से।
My colleague Pallavi Ghosh now joining us on the broadcast. Pallavi, a statement coming in from a senior Congress leader, and the kind of stance that he's chosen to take is not really sitting well, because we have seen the kind of controversies that came with the statement that was made by the PDP chief and now Congress leader Mr. Dalwai.
Yes, absolutely. And there have been occasions in the past also where many statements which have come in from the Congress leaders seem to be bending more in favor of the terrorists or those handlers outside our country as far as talking of these terror acts are concerned.
Pallavi, I'm really sorry. We have Rashid Alvi of the Congress party joining us. I'll come back to you in just a bit. Mr. Alvi, Mr. Dalwai is making a comment. He's speaking about the Red Fort terror attack, and then he goes on to say that injustice in the valley will have its repercussions. Is this the view and stance of the Congress party, sir?
No, he might be thinking like this, but whatever it is very unfortunate. It is not important thing. Important thing is that educated persons like doctors, MBBS, MD, qualified doctors, they have turned to become terrorists. What are the reasons? It is the responsibility of our government to give thought to it. Why they are passing through a very good life, and in spite of that, they have turned to become a terrorist. It is not a ordinary thing. This is the important question. We have been observing for a very long time. There have been so many terrorists inside Kashmir, outside Kashmir. But it is first time that educated persons, they have become terrorists. So what are the reasons? Situation of the country is like this. Whether statements of so many persons against a particular community has forced them to adopt this way. So these are the questions, and I don't think to talk all this on media. It is the basic responsibility of the government to think over it.
But Mr. Alvi, you're also making the exact same point. Are you questioning the government for years of indoctrination that anybody, probably a youth from Kashmir, has suffered at the hands of terrorists, and how the government is responsible for that indoctrination, even if that be an educated youth?
The government is responsible because after Article 370, it was the claim of Government of India that now there will be no terrorism in Kashmir. Pahalgam has happened. We have come to know who were the responsible. Pulwama had happened. We do not know what happened after investigation. Now again, these educated persons are being arrested. So who will think about it? Not you, not me. It is the responsibility of government. What is its intelligence is doing? Whether they had reached to Lal Qila. Why? Who is responsible for this? And if government thinks that they are not responsible, then I am sorry to say that the security of the country is very much in bad hands.
Right. Mr. Alvi, would you also want to throw your light on this other stance that's been taken by Mr. Dalwai, claiming that there have been alleged provocations that have come in from the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, and that also needs to be proved. What exactly does he mean by it? Is the Congress one with that idea as well, that a probe must be launched on these alleged provocations by the RSS?
I do not know anything about it.
Okay.
I don't have any proof so that I can demand it. But RSS have been banned more than 3 times in the country. So Mr. Dalwai would have been thinking like this. I do not know about it.
So why is it that leaders from the Congress party make certain statements which the Congress leadership in unison has to stay away from and distance itself from? And this is not the first example that we are seeing in Mr. Dalwai.
No, it is inner democracy in the party. If anybody thinks anything about country, so he is free to speak.
Okay.
If he is thinking like this, I am sure that he would have been having some basis about it to say.